Matthew chapter 9, and he entered into a ship and passed over and came to his own city. And then it goes into the story of him healing the man who was lowered through the ceiling, but I've already covered that. So the next event is just Jesus got into the ship, crossed back over the sea into his own city. Mark and Luke add more information though. Mark says, after they ask him to leave their coasts, verse 18, when he was come into the ship, he hasn't crossed over yet, he's in the ship, he that had been possessed with the devils prayed him that he might be with him. However, Jesus allowed him not, and said, go home to your friends, tell them how great things the Lord has done for you, and has had compassion on you. And he departed, went to publish in Decapolis how great things Jesus had done for him, and all men did marvel. And when Jesus was passed over again by ship into the other side, and many people gathered to him, he was near to the sea, and behold, there comes one of the rulers of the synagogue, Jairus by name. Luke has a similar set of events. They besought him to depart from them, for they were taken with great fear. So actually, I should probably put that at the end of the last paragraph. For they were taken with great fear. Then, it says, and Jesus went up into the ship and returned back. But then the very next verse it says, the man out of whom the devils were departed besought him that he might be with him, but Jesus sent him away. So it says Jesus got into a ship and returned, but I think that and returned should be moved after the events of what the man asked him, because Jesus isn't going to cross over the sea, then the man cross over, follow him, just to go back. And that would be contrary to what Mark says. He's in the ship to return over. The man comes to him, asks him to follow. Jesus says, no, tell your friends. Then Jesus crosses over. So I'm going to move that and returned back to after what Jesus says to him. So the next verse, now the man out of whom the devils were departed besought him that he might be with him, but Jesus sent him away, saying, return to your own house and show how great things God has done to you. And he went his way and published throughout the whole city how great things Jesus had done to him. And it came to pass that when Jesus was returned, so I don't know why it says earlier in verse 37, and returned back again, then later in verse 40, when Jesus was returned, the people gladly received him, for they were all waiting for him. And behold, there came a man named Jairus. So Mark and Luke are pretty close together. Matthew just skips this conversation Jesus has with this man. So I have to put that conversation before Jesus gets back. And I'm not going to follow with what continues in Matthew, because I've already gone through that. They lower the man through the ceiling. I'll finish out these events, and then I will continue with the ruler of the synagogue. Jairus is there. And he asks Jesus to heal his daughter, and Jesus goes. On the way, he heals the courageous woman with the issue of blood. All those events follow after, but first, this conversation with the man. And I am going to add that verse from Luke, since it really fits there. I just forgot to read ahead to put it there. For they were taken with great fear. Coasts. For they were taken with great fear. Continuing on, Matthew 9:1, and he entered into a ship. But before he passed over and came into his own city, I have to put everything from Mark. So just, and he entered into a ship. Mark, and when he was come into the ship, so it's very close. Luke, and he went up into the ship. So, and he seems to be in all three. And when he was come, and when he, and he. I'll say when. When he went to the ship, the man came back to him. So, and from all three, and. When is Mark only? Actually, no. I really want to put emphasis on the fact that Jesus did get into the ship to leave. And I think in order to show that, I shouldn't directly connect him getting into the ship with the man coming to him to ask to go with him. Instead, I'll just put, and he entered into a ship. If I could say the ship, that would be better. Yeah, the ship from Luke. And he went up into the ship and returned back again. But if I could say to return back again, that would be best to explain that, yeah, if they really don't want him there, he'll leave. And when he was come into the ship, no, it doesn't say that. So I don't think I could do that. I'll still move the and returned back again. It wouldn't work anyway because it's past tense, returned. When Jesus was returned, so yeah, I'll do that. Maybe then I should just have, and when Jesus went into the ship. He entered. I'm definitely going to say the ship. He entered into a ship. Or, now, I think went up into the ship would in some way show, yes, he did leave. He went. Went is better than entered, because the fact is that he left from them. They wanted him to leave, so he went. If you just say he entered into the ship, the point of that focus is going into the ship, not leaving them. So I'll have went. And I'll save when from Mark. Maybe I could say, and he returned back and went up into the ship. No, I don't want to change that around just for my interpretation. He went up into the ship. And when he was coming to the ship. I know. I could have from Luke, and he went up into the ship. Then I can have from Mark, and when he, then from Matthew, entered in. Or then when he was entered. Yeah. So the point is he left, and when he was entered. So now there's 2 points of time. The fact that he did leave them because they wanted, and the timing of when the man came to him. Yeah. That's how it would work. So I'll have Luke first. Can I still fit it with the and? When he was entered. Yeah, I could use the and from all three. Oh no, it can't be from Mark. So this will just be Luke then, because I'm trying to get that meaning across anyway. So this first and will be from Luke, and he went up into the ship. And when he was entered, the man came to him. So now from Mark, and when he was, and when he was. So this is Mark, although I could put the and he from Matthew. So it's both for and. Now when from Mark, Matthew, Mark, he was is also Mark. Entered instead of was come into the ship. Well, entered is better. And when he was entered. I'm not going to say the ship again. I'm not going to say yet, and came into his own city. So now from Mark and Luke. He that had been possessed with the devils. Luke, the man out of whom the devils were departed. And he went up into the ship, and when he was entered, he that had been possessed. Yeah, I'm not going to say he again. Because he, up until now, for these two uses, have been referring to Jesus. So I don't want to say he and then explain that this is a new he. I'm going to use from Luke, the man out of whom. So this is just Luke, the man out of whom the devils, that is both, were departed. Then it says, prayed him that he might be with him. Luke besought him that he might be with him. Prayed him that he might be with him. Up until now I've been using besought instead of pray. Maybe I should switch it up. Maybe I should keep it similar because now that word is established. I've used besought a lot. I think I'm going to switch it up to prayed. Because praying is not just speaking to God, it's a question you're asking. So this is just Mark. Prayed. This is actually both. Him that he might be with him. Him that he might be with him. Yeah, that's all the same. Him that he might be with him. And he went up into the ship, and when he was entered, the man out of whom the devils were departed prayed him that he might be with him.